This is just my tour for year one, mainly so I can compare it to next year. Starting through the window. So these roses, there's 3 roses, and this one especially is very infected with black spot. Well, it was, but even these ones that are a lot healthier, you can see they're kind of bigger. This one's definitely bigger. Yeah, they were definitely a pain, because even these big, healthy looking ones are getting infected with black spots. So basically I hate roses, and they're thorny. They're just annoying, right? So they have thorns and they're black spot. I don't really care about those lovely white flowers. A lot of people love them, but I don't really give a fuck. I'll show the flowers that I think are better. There's tarragon seeds. They probably failed because I tried to germinate them in potting mix, which that was one of the lessons these years. This year is see how rough it is, see how much wood chips and shit is in it. If the seeds are small, although even the bean seeds, which are quite big, they failed to germinate as well. Who knows why, but yeah, definitely I suspect it's because I haven't been using seed raising mix, because I'm fucking cheapskate. Another dill that managed to not, probably won't germinate, but there's 2 outside. The chives that didn't germinate, there were a bunch of chives on special, already grown for like $1, but I was stubborn. I was like, no, I'm going to germinate my own chives. I want to buy chives, from the store, even if they were $1. So again, it's another lesson. Lemon sapling, that was just a fucking random lemon from the supermarket that had 1 seed that fell out, and I thought, oh okay, I'll plant it and try, but yeah, didn't germinate again, probably because it's in potting mix. Stevia in here, again, probably fucked up by trying to germinate in potting mix, but well, it's probably the only crop I actually care about because I eat so much sugar. It's turmeric. Don't know where I'm gonna plant it because it needs to be warm. This is those white bits. That's what'll grow into the plant. Surprised they actually germinated, sprouted, because a lot of companies put chemicals on them now to stop them from sprouting, because of the supermarket. Where did I put it? On the other hand, this ginger that I've been soaking for fucking ages didn't germinate, probably because I didn't clean the water out, so it ended up getting infected. That's why there's a split here, because I split it open to dry it out, and there might even be a bug in there, I don't know. But yeah, this is probably just going to go in the compost. Alright, so kale only germinated 2, again, probably because I used potting mix like a fucktard. I don't know what these are in. These are from the warehouse. Sorry, they're from my 10 actually. These are baby celery, 5 celery, aloe, bunch of aloe vera. They're doing really well. I saved all of them. Even though they're from the desert, they don't like much sun. They actually only like a few hours. They do really well inside. So yeah, the aloe vera that did the best were inside. This is basil. You have to separate them into single stalks. See, each of them only has 1 stalk. Well, this one's grown a bit bigger, so it has more than 1 stalk. But yeah, when you buy them, you get like 10 or 20 stalks in one pot, which is terrible because they just end up choking each other out. Another basil. There's these fucking white spots. I'm not sure why. This is a lettuce that was like one of those living lettuces. You can buy it and grow it from seed. These are lettuce seeds, but again, I probably planted like 30 or 40 seeds, and I might get like 6 to germinate again. Probably, yeah, because I didn't use the right mix, because they're too small. These are manuka. They're the only 2 that survived. I planted 6 seeds. The other 4 didn't like the heat. Pumpkin, which you'll see a very big one in the bigger garden soon. Cactus, insert. It's not mine, but cactus. This is Gatucola, which is an Asian plant that I struggle to grow. You can see the insects are eating it now, so yeah, this has been a fucking pain in the ass to grow. But you know, maybe in 5 years it'll finally start growing. Mint that I transplanted from the bed, from the raised beds, because it gets out of control. As you can see in this pot, it's already way too big for the pot. But, some weeds I'm intentionally growing. Rhubarb that almost died, but revived. These are boiled rhubarb leaves that I boiled to make a antifungal that you'll see in a second. More weeds that I'm intentionally growing. These are sparkler radishes. They probably need to be harvested, but I'm just seeing how big I can grow them. More rhubarb. This is the original rhubarb. It's growing really well. When it gets red on these leaves, this whole leaf can turn red. It looks kind of orange on the camera, but in real life it's like blood red. There we go. Looks a bit more red on the screen. But yeah, they can grow. They can go all red, and then they'll stop photosynthesizing. So I usually just pull them out, because they're pretty much done growing anyway. Strawberries, which see, these are, it starts off as a flower. I don't know if I can find the flower. There's a flower that hasn't opened yet, so it starts off as a white flower, and then the bees come and pollinate it, and then it grows into a strawberry. And as you can see, there's probably about 30 strawberries ready to grow, but in the beginning I just pulled off the flowers so it grew the leaves a bit bigger, and it spreads. These are called runners. So it's grown from the mother plant, and it just spreads kind of like a mushroom almost. And then these are the same radishes. It's the ones I just showed before. This is a weed. Just letting the weeds grow with them for the soil. More weeds that I'm letting grow. I was gonna pluck those dandelion flowers and make a natural painkiller. I might still do that. But, yeah, they don't seem to be dying. As you can see, there's a lot of dandelion flowers over there. Probably like a couple hundred. This is a Japanese garden from the other people living here. spring onion, and I can't remember this one. This is like a native Japanese thing. Kind of tasted to me like a cross between a red cabbage and some kind of flower. No idea what this is, but it smells nice and it looks good. So this is parsley that won't grow any more leaves. These things are seeds or flowers, I guess. Whatever the parsley version of flowers is. These are the leaves. If I can get it on camera. Yeah, these are the leaves that you typically see at the restaurant. Rosemary, which is growing a bit too big, but that's good. So I just want it to grow really big and eventually, probably take over. Yeah, here's the mint that I've probably cut this back like 10 times in the last 6 months, and it just keeps growing back real strong. But it's mint for you. Mint will take over pretty much the entire garden if you let it. It'll just take over everything. This is some rosemary in my little contraption thing. Got rocks at the bottom so it doesn't swing. And just trying to let it dry in the air because it's real windy in New Zealand. Cress. This is cress, not watercress, just cress. But it still needs to be quite moist. It's a bit yellow because I forgot to pull this thing up and water it. It's just a plastic shield, an upside down container to stop the water from evaporating. But yeah, ironically it made me too lazy to pick it up and water it, probably because I keep putting the shears there and I don't want to pick them up. Put them there. This is my first homemade watering can. Well, originally I did that, but the holes were too small. But now I've repurposed it for this is copper fungicide, maybe mainly for the roses that I was complaining about in the beginning. This is boiled rhubarb leaves, aka the water, and I sieved out the leaves, and then I showed you earlier, put them back in the rhubarb pot, but I actually took them from the big rhubarb over there and put them on the smaller rhubarb because it was almost going to die from me using the wrong soil and generally being a retard. That might be the first blackberry. Yeah, probably is. Pretty sure this is a blackberry. Semi-thornless, they say, and I'd agree with that. Or is it the other one that's semi-thornless? Anyway, it doesn't look too thorny, but it might grow a bunch of thorns. But I should probably actually pluck that off so it grows more leaves. This is wasabi. The bugs love eating it, but it grows pretty fast, and as you can see, there's a bunch of baby leaves under there anyway. Apparently, the Japanese lady living here told me they plant it near the river, and it basically looks like a water lily that's come onto land. So yeah, I assume it loves the water, and that's the first thing I had to do when I brought it home, is I had to water it about 10 times. So it loves the water, but it's actually the root under the plant that has the wasabi taste that you grind up. But apparently at this rate, growing just this one, it'll probably take 1,000,000 years to get like one little tube of wasabi. Because apparently they grow like hundreds of thousands of them all along the river in Japan. That's how they make it. This is a celery I poached. It's hanging over because I didn't even realise I was ripping it out because I was just doing a job cleaning up someone's back section that was real overgrown, and I ripped it out. I was like, oh, that's celery, which my housemate wants me to grow. But unfortunately, when I ripped it out, it only had about that much root on it, which is real bad. The root's probably infected and shit under there, but it'll bounce back eventually, probably. These are spinach grown from seed. Spinach grow real easy, even in the potting mix for whatever reason, but I'll show you why they're still there shortly and on the garden bed. Actually, I think I'll go around here first. This is a Kamato. I assume it's a hybrid of Koma and tomato. I snapped the top off of it when I was bringing it back in my bag because it was too tall. I don't have a car. I accidentally snapped the whole long cut in that stem, the main stem, which is a bit annoying, but it seems to be doing fine. This will become a guava tree, slash kind of already is a guava tree. I just put the cage around it so it grows tall. I should probably be pruning it eventually, but probably not, because the more leaves it has, the quicker it'll grow. Oh, my flowers have closed up, so I can't. Oh, I can show those on. This is an osteosperm. It has nice flowers when they're actually open. They decided to not be open today. This is it's right there. Oh, is this the blackberry? Thornless blackberry. So this one is complete. Okay, yeah. So this one is completely thornless. Well, you can see some tiny thorns there. So 90% thornless, and I guess the other one is semi-thornless. What is this? The blackberry. So that'll be a raspberry or some shit. The one that I've shown before. This is a Cape gooseberry. You can Google it. It has little like parachutes around its yellow berries. It's a real eye-catching berry that you'll know once you see it. These are the dill that actually grew, and they're looking very similar to these, but I can't remember what these are. These ones, these fluffy ones, it's the only one I forgot what they were. That's another tomato in there with them, which is probably in desperate need of being replanted. This is a dahlia, which it doesn't have thorns. It makes way more flowers. You should have seen it when it was even smaller than this. So look how small it is, but it has so many flowers for its size, and the flowers don't tend to get attacked by pests and shit like that. Yeah, whereas roses are so temperamental, and again they have thorns. So I don't know what everyone's obsession is with roses. They're pretty shit, in my opinion. Like, why you should just cultivate these to become more rose-like. Don't know why you'd start with something that has thorns. Like imagine, trying to make a blackberry with roses or something like that. Oh, sorry, turn a blackberry's flowers into bigger flowers. It's just stupid. Another succulent I don't care about. I don't really care about succulents. They don't really tend to do anything. And this is why the spinach, the baby spinach, are still in the things, because this is the spinach. Most of it is growing seeds, but I've been eating it every day, and it can keep up with me eating it every day by far. Probably doesn't help that there's also spinach over here, because I thought it wouldn't grow that much. These are just weeds that I've intentionally grown for the soil, or I've intentionally let them grow. I haven't planted them or anything. cabbages, they're a lot bigger in real life than they look on the camera. Yeah, the camera makes them look small. I'll show one in the fridge. Rocket that I let grow about 100 million times bigger than they usually let it grow. Even this one is going to seed. I chop right off, is still growing more leaves, so it just keeps growing. These are onions, little finger looking things. This is another tomato, this is another tomato. I think it's a tomato. And these are more radishes that, for whatever reason, they struggle to grow in this area. And just some avocado and banana to increase the nutrition. More tomatoes in between the weeds. Again, I just let the weeds grow. A tiny little parsley that's growing seeds. For some reason, the parsleys, they don't want to grow big anymore. I think they only grow in the spring. This is a big ass pumpkin. Probably won't shade out the tomatoes. I just assume that eventually the tomatoes will grow taller than it, because it seems to be growing outward. But yeah, that'll make a pumpkin eventually. Another weed in quotations that I let grow, but I mean, can't really call it a weed with these flowers and shit, can you? Originally this was pretty much the only plant in the whole garden bed, and everything else was bare. They just cut it back. It's just some kind of bush. I think it's the same as those ones over there in the hedging, probably. A little garden ornament that's almost hidden. Goes well with these flowers. What else? I think it's just the sunflowers. My water composting system. The flies really enjoy it because I pissed in them a bit, and it accelerates the decomposition by 100 times, even if you add 1% piss. Sunflowers, most of them have been chopped off to harvest the sunflower seeds. But, there you go. There's a real tall one. It's about 2 meters tall. Apparently they grow even taller than that, but as you can see, I'm pretty shit at growing sunflowers, or they just struggled, I think, for a number of reasons. They're right on the edge of the property. Behind that's concrete, behind that's rock, so I think that was pretty stressful for them and dried them out a lot. Dandelion puffs. Again, I'm just trying to spread the weeds as much as possible. And clover to put nitrogen back in the soil. This is basically a weed growing area, again, pretty intentional. And a open air compost. And that's the closed compost bin there. I guess it'd be good to go full circle and go back to the roses. It's the antifungal shit on the roses, all the light green spots. I don't know if I can get a picture of the infection. Yeah, those darker spots. It's just called black spot. But it can spread pretty easily. easily. That's why 99% of this is healthy, but I can see there, yeah. So really I should pluck this leaf off and put it in the bin. I can't even put it in the compost because it'll spread out of the compost and come right back here somehow. But you can see the infection already beginning, unfortunately.